I'm Leo Rowley, and I work as a senior marketing executive for a cybersecurity company.
Well, welcome along. Cybersecurity is quite a wide area now, isn't it? What does your role involve?
Yeah, it's really broad, and there are loads of different types of companies within that space. We kind of work with a tool that we would essentially give out licenses to for different companies. My role is sort of a split function between me and my manager, whereas he handles more of the kind of paid SEO and digital side. I'm working a lot more on events and communications. So mainly at the moment, big focus on events and also on our kind of email strategy going forward. A big one for us is sort of pushing into different markets, so more like US, for example.
Yeah. How big a thing is kind of education, knowledge, sharing expertise and stuff like that for you? Because it's a kind of area where you've got a fair bit of educating to do, haven't you, with people? Yeah,
definitely. Yeah. I suppose there's two sides to that. Internally, it's massive because a lot of our guys who come in on the sales floor might be more graduate, and we don't necessarily hire, like myself, from within the industry. I didn't come from a cybersecurity background, so there's a lot of kind of learning you have to do there, but they do support that. We work so closely with our tech teams, consistently, and work alongside them. So it's sort of learning on the job as you go. Externally as well, we have a big focus on that. We run like seminars and webinars, all for free, where we invite, our prospects or anyone who wants to come, really, just to come along, hear us out, and we don't push ourselves on those days. We just have our best of our tech team just lead talks on what's relevant. Whether it's like web app vulnerabilities or infrastructure, just anything that's kind of hitting the mark at the time. Yeah,
that makes sense. You mentioned your background is not in cybersecurity. No. So where does your background lie? Tell us about your journey.
Yeah, I didn't take a straightforward route into marketing. At first, I went to university to try and study drama, and then very quickly decided against that. I came back home and I definitely had that moment of like, I've gone through school, I have no idea what I want to do with myself. And I tried a few different things. I tried being a chef for a while, love cooking, don't like doing it in a work environment. And I was speaking to some people essentially about what they do. And I had a few family friends that had been in marketing roles quite senior. And I just explained my interests, what I think I'm good at, what I'd like to get better at, what sort of, I guess, lifestyle I'd like with a work-life balance. And it sent right. So I looked into different roles around me, and quite fortunately there was one just up the road that was doing a marketing apprenticeship.
Cool.
So I jumped into that, and everything was going well, and then COVID, which made it a bit more of a strenuous process. But I did know that marketing was what I wanted to do from then on. That was a sort of office supplies dealer group. So already had the kind of B2B aspects coming in strong. And then after that, I went on to definitely more of a consumer-led side with insurance. So going into that financial sector, which was a complete 180, but really useful. Sort of having such a massive data group and also having so much to think about compliance-wise, it definitely kind of sharpened my skills up. And then leaving there, I was looking for the next opportunity, and then reached out to the company I'm with now. I thought cybersecurity is such a growing space. It's so forward-thinking. I'd get good opportunities, but also what I find really exciting is just to throw yourself in the deep end of somewhere that you've never been before. I think that's really good for challenging imposter syndrome, for example, because I've definitely been a victim of that. And if you can thrive somewhere like that, somewhere that you've had no experience in, then it does sort of get you calm again.
Some really interesting stuff in there. I would love to spend the next half hour talking about imposter syndrome now, but we've not got time to do it. And also, whenever people say, like, if you didn't do what you did, James, what would you do? And I think, do you know what? I've always wondered about being a chef because I really enjoy cooking. But whenever I watch kind of like, the TV shows that's in the kitchen, and I think like, you've got to really be prepared for someone just to scream and shout at you and get no real reward for what you do. It's not really you're like a production line, aren't you? Like that is,
definitely.
It looks incredibly difficult and very, very stressful. So
I think the stress is a fun part of it, and if you like cooking, you'll enjoy that. The hardest part is if you really do enjoy cooking in your spare time, you will never do it again if you work as a chef.
Right.
I would finish up after a week shift. Yeah, it'd be stopping off at McDonald's on the way home.
Right, are you ready to pick a ball from the
Yes.
I've called it various things today. I'm going to call it the bag of truth this time around. So there are 11 balls in there. They're numbered 1, 2, 10 and ball 69. 1 to 10 correspond to question. 69. Still don't really know what happens when someone picks that. So let's see what happens.
Ball 8.
Ball 8. Okay. So your question is, take a bit of time to think about this if you want to do. What do you think the next big thing is in marketing?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think there's so much to talk about there, isn't there? I mean, we are in a massive thing at the moment with AI.
Yeah.
And when I'm saying that might be the next biggest thing in marketing, I don't think that's neither a positive or a negative. I think the next big thing there will be figuring out how to use that ethically and responsibly. Because as a marketer, I don't want to lose what I do to AI, and I also don't think it's possible to at the moment. It doesn't work for that. There's definitely a lot of pressure on businesses to adopt it in some way. And I think that's more than present in marketing, especially for content. But I don't think it's at that point yet. So I would like to see more software kind of come out that helps marketers with AI rather than replacing. I like to use it for frameworking. So if I'm writing up content, or if I'm planning a campaign out for socials and email communications, it's such a great way for me to say, what are some tips? What are some ways I can think about this differently that I'm not considering? And I think it's also a fantastic research tool. If you know there are some places or some resources that would have the information that you're looking for, but sometimes it's hard to translate that into your own problems, kind of feeding that into AI and saying, what should I be looking at here? What's relevant to my situation? It's a great starting block. So I think it is the next big thing in marketing, but I think we have to be so careful about how we adopt that. Not take it as it is and think, right, brilliant, I'm going to just, I'm going to plug in a prompt and send it out to all my audience straight away, because that would be a fantastic way to lose your audience immediately, because it's still so obvious when things are made with AI and not refined.
Yeah.
I think the most I've used it for at the moment in terms of actually putting it out there is the occasional fun seasonal post, and we might have a little AI image there as a joke. But
fair. That makes sense. I do think that at the moment people are still talking about AI in a very kind of black and white way, like, oh, is it a good thing or is it a bad thing? And I'm like, it doesn't really work like that. There's some colours in between. It's like saying the internet, is that a good thing or a bad thing? And it's like, well, it's an impossible thing to kind of answer. Like, I think the role that AI is going to play is still a bit murky. We don't really know, but we should absolutely be embracing it rather than being scared of it, but making sure that getting things right, the ethical side of it is in our thought process as we figure out how we are going to use it.
100%, yeah. I think it's our duty as marketers, and also generally as business owners elsewhere, as you say, not be scared of it, because then we are going to lose out to it.
Yeah.
Whereas, as you say, if we embrace it and we make it our own and make it work for us, then it could be a good thing. But it, as you say, it's not a good or a bad thing in and of itself. It depends how you use it. It's the people who use it that depends if it's good or bad.
Only a Sith deal in absolute. It's been a pleasure to chat to you. Thank you for your time, and enjoy the rest of your day here at Sheffield DM.
Likewise. Thank you, James.